Hello, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name's Kelsey if you're new here, and this is going to be a video of me reading Rainy Blue Reads recommendations. Rainy is a good friend of mine and she gives really good recommendations to people, so I'm going to see, can she give me 3 recommendations that I give 5-star. So originally when I asked Rainy to give me recommendations, it was about a month and a half ago, and I was very much in my thriller and lit fic era. I'm kind of moved on to lit fic and a little bit of romance. So Rainy gave me 1 fantasy, 1 romantasy, and 1 romance. So I think that worked out well because even though I was in my thriller era then, I'm very much in lit fic and romance right now. I really expected Rainy to give me other people's clothes because I was reading a lot of thrillers then, but she didn't. And I think that worked out well because of what I'm kind of into right now. So first off, she gave me Done and Dusted, which I'm really excited about because I wanted to start this series for a while. I have the first 3 books and I've already pre-ordered the 4th. So let's hope I love this. This follows Emmy and Luke, and basically Emmy moves back home after a bad fall off her horse and kind of connects with Luke because Luke is her brother's best friend. And obviously you can kind of put 2 and 2 together of what happens. I haven't read a lot of cowboy romances, mostly just Elsie Silver. So I am looking forward to reading this and getting this off my TBR if I hate it or like it. I do expect to like this. I am really looking forward to this. Next up is Jade City, and I'm so excited that Rainy put this on my TBR for December because I have been wanting to read this since I got it last December for my birthday, and I just put it off because of how large it is. Like, it's 500 page, almost 500 pages, so I just kind of kept putting it off, so I'm really glad that she gave me this one. I'm going to read the synopsis off the back. For centuries, honorable green bone warriors have used magical jade to enhance their abilities and defend the island of Kakon, don't know if I pronounced that right, from foreign invasion. Now the war is over and the new generation vies for control of Kakon's bustling capital city. 4 siblings of the powerful Call family must prepare for battle, and the fragile peace between the clans is about to break. This sounds really good, and I'm excited to read it and find out if I'll give it a 5-star or not. Third is Spark of the Everflame, and originally I wasn't like super excited to read this. Like, I was kind of like looking forward to it, but not like super excited. But now that I've watched the author interview that Vanessa, Rainey, and Bree did with Penn Cole, I'm really looking forward to it. And I don't have a physical copy, so I popped a photo up here because I'm going to read it on my Kindle, but you best believe if I like it, I'll be getting a physical copy for sure. So this story follows DM, who her mother goes missing and she finds some secrets out. So she enters this dark world to try to find her mom and find out more about the secrets. And obviously it's a romantasy, so I think you can put 2 and 2 together of what happens. But that's basically the gist of it. I am looking forward to this, but I'm a little weary. It's a long one. Not as long as Jade City, I don't think, but it's still quite long. Sometimes long books, like, I don't know, sometimes they're not it for me, so we'll see what happens. I am really looking forward to this, so I'll keep you posted. I think I'm going to start with Done and Dusted because it's like a short one. And a buddy reading this with Brittany, but we need to narrow down a date, so I think that'll be first, but I'll keep you posted when I start them. Hello friends, so I started with Done and Dusted. I've actually already started. I'm 73 pages in and I'm really liking it. Cowboy romance. It follows Emmy and Luke, and it's a brother's best friend romance, so it's just a good time. And I feel like there's going to be like that found family kind of vibe and very close secondary main characters, which I love. So I'm having a fantastic time so far. I wish I could binge this, but I'm honestly drained from work. It's just super busy end of the year, and I just feel like I don't have the mental capacity to even read that much. But I am going to get settled, grab my tea, cozy up in bed, and read this. I am listening on audio at the same time as reading, which I'm really enjoying. So as I keep going through, I will keep you posted on my thoughts. Okay, so I'm officially done and dusted, and I had such a fun time. I loved Emmy and Luke and the relationship. I wish it was a little longer. It's 340-ish pages and the font's really big, so that's my only con really, that I wish it was a little bit longer. Would have liked to see their relationship develop even more. I still felt like we got enough of a connection between them, but I would have even liked a little bit more. But anyway, that's just my own personal thought. This book definitely pulled me out of my slump. I was kind of going through a slump before this, and this was a really good bingeable book to get me out of it, which I really appreciate. So yeah, I have nothing really bad to say about this book. I know the people I buddy read it with, Brittany and Eva, have a little bit of other thoughts, but you know what? That is okay. We all have different opinions. So I think Brittany's vlogging it at least. So you'll see her thoughts if you watch her vlog. I'm excited to hear her thoughts again in the vlog, even though I already heard them all over our voice chats. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to continuing this series. There's one character I'm not too sure about because of something that happened in the first book, but I hope he redeems himself later on in the series. I am looking forward to continuing this on. And yeah, that's about it. I am going to start the second book in this vlog, but I've kind of switched things up a little. So Rainy didn't originally give me Quicksilver as a recommendation, but I know it's like one of her favorite. I think it is her favorite from this year. So I'm going to throw it in this vlog because I was going to vlog it anyway.
Better get Quicksilver updates in the Voxer, just saying. Should we
Nope.
make a second Voxer?
I'm going to vlog it so you're not getting any thoughts.
Ooh, I'm vlogging it too.
Okay, don't give Rainy any thoughts.
On Rainy. Like, oh, that's what we're going to do. Sorry, Rainy. I like that plan better. True. But I love you.
Well, maybe it is torturous for Rainy to...
I think it's funny.
Okay, Brittany's on my side. Sorry, Rainy. We're sticking with it.
I think it's funny.
So I am going to be reading that next, and I'll keep you posted. That book is a lot larger, so I think I'll be able to check in. Like, this one was so short, so that's why I didn't really like check in too much, but I'm hoping with Quicksilver and the other ones I'm going to check in a little bit more. So I will keep you posted as I go through that this week, and fingers crossed that I really like that, because right now we're 1 for 1, so let's see if we can keep the 5 stars up. Hello, so I'm 150 pages into Quicksilver and I figured I would quickly check in. I think that's like around 23%. I have my Kindle over there, so I'm not 100% sure, but it's definitely like around the 25-ish mark almost. So I don't have a whole lot of thoughts, shockingly, but keep in mind it's a 600 and something page book, so you know, we've gotten the world building a little bit. It's not high fantasy though, it's like lower fantasy. Met some characters, many characters, and just kind of still developing the story at this point. I'm not loving it. Like, I'm liking it. I'm having like a good time, but I'm not getting those like 5-star vibes. And I think everyone who gave it a 5-star was already loving it at this point. So that worries me a little bit. I was talking to Brittany and she feels the same way. Like, she's enjoying it, very 4-star vibes, but not 5 yet. So hopefully we both get really sucked in this next little bit and I come back with more positive thoughts. I think I didn't think I overhyped it, but maybe with everyone talking about how much they loved it, I kind of had those expectations a little bit in my head and it's not living up quite as much, but I am still having a good time. I don't have a lot to say about the storyline. I'm liking the main character. I'm liking the secondary characters, well, some. Obviously some we're not supposed to like, so I don't like those ones, but it's a good time so far. Again, a lot of world building and stuff, so I don't have a whole lot to say. But hopefully next time I pop in, I'll probably pop in again when I read like 100 something pages, unless something major happens and I want to pop in before then, but I'll keep you posted as I keep reading. Hello friends, I'm coming in with a bit of a sad update, but I've decided to DNF. Quicksilver, yes, I know. There's a few reasons and I'll get into those in a second, but I did decide that if Brittany lets me know that it's gotten much better. As she keeps reading, I will dive back into it, but I just don't see that happening. Yeah, I'll go over the reasons why I am DNFing. I'm not going to say spoilers. I only got like 1/3 of the way through, so it's not like I have a lot of spoilers to say, but if you don't want to hear anything that might impact your opinion of the book, or you just don't want to hear anything negative, then feel free to skip to the next clip. But again, I'm not going to say like heavy spoilers by any means. Plus, I don't think there's any spoilers that I can really say for 1/3. We didn't really get a whole lot of spoilers, a lot of world building, and kind of met the romantasy couple, so wasn't a whole lot. Okay, so first off, world building, not my cup of tea, I guess. The writing style, like, I feel like it's not hooking me in. Not that it's high level fantasy, it's like lower level, but I just feel like I don't know that I care that much about the world building. I don't know. It's just the writing style maybe that I don't vibe with. And then the couple, so Saris, I don't know if I'm saying that right, and Kingfisher, their relationship, which there's not much of one yet, but their banter back and forth kind of, or their communication back and forth, if we call it that, just feels very forced, and I'm just like not vibing with it. I don't know what it is. This book is definitely overhyped in my opinion. Yes, I know, I said it. Sorry. I'm glad so many people love this, and it's just like a me thing probably, but I'm just not liking it, and it's sad. But you know what? On to the next one. I'm trying to get better about DNFing when I'm not enjoying a book. I'm not going to just push through a 600-page book. I'd probably push through it for like 300 pages, but a 600-page book takes a lot of time, and if it's already taken me like half a week at least to get through this much of it, then, or almost a week actually get through this much of it, how long is it going to take to get through the next 2/3? So I'm on to the next one. So technically we're still 1 for 1 because Quicksilver was not one of Rainey's recommendations. I just kind of threw it in here because it's one of her favorite books from this year. But we're still 1 for 1. Done and Dusted was a 5-star. Got 1 DNF. And now I'm moving on to Jade City. I got the audio off Spotify, so I'm really excited to start this. I'm going to start this tonight on Sprint with Brittany. We were supposed to read Quicksilver, but since then I've DNF'd, so I'm going to start Jade City, and I'm excited. It is now Sunday, and I read 30 pages of Jade City last night. I am intrigued. It's different than any fantasy or book that I've read before. Not my typical type of book, but I'm very intrigued, and I'm excited to keep reading. I was listening on Spotify at the same time, but honestly, the voice is just too monotone for me, so I think I'm just going to read it physically, because that can make or break for me for a book, and I don't want it to, so I'm just going to read physically. And then I'm really going to channel my inner Rainy energy by reading this book at the same time, Spark of the Everflame. But it's different enough, like this is very romantasy based, and the other one's like an urban fantasy, apparently. So very different vibes. So I don't think I'll mix up details, but if I do, I'll put one down and then I'll just come back to it. But I am trying to hit a goal of 2 more books for the year for 80, so these 2 would hit it, so I'm really going to kind of prioritize these this week and get them both read, hopefully. Hello, so I figured I'd do a quick reading check-in. So I am 31% into Spark of the Everflame, a little over 100 pages, and I'm hooked. I am really enjoying it. We've met DM, a lot of her family member friends, etc., and she's trying to piece together why her mom disappeared. And as she's asking questions from people, she kind of gets suspicious vibes from some of them, and like they don't want to give her information. So I'm expecting some secrets to come out and information to come out soon, but I am having a great time with this. I don't know how much I'll read tonight because it's currently Christmas Eve and I have some other things to do, so we'll see, but I'll check back in when I read further. And Jade City I kind of put down because I got hooked on Spark of the Everflame, but I am hoping to go back to it. I have not read more since Sunday. I'm still 30-ish pages in chapter 4, so I am hoping to go back to it. It's hard when you are reading 2 books. I find one kind of takes over and I get really hooked to that one, and then the other one kind of gets pushed to the side, but you know what, it happens. So I'm hoping to kind of make progress on both of these this week, and I'll check in when I have more thoughts. Hello, so it's currently December 26th, Boxing Day, and I wanted to check in with my progress, although last time I checked in was Christmas Eve. I did not read Christmas Day, and then I read a little bit on Boxing Day today. So I am 41% of the way through Spark of the Everflame. I am really hooked. It says I have 3 hours and 45 minutes left, and I'm hoping to get to like 50% before I head out for this evening. But we'll see if that happens. I am just loving it so much. DM, the main character, love her. Romance is picking up. The action's gonna be picking up shortly, I get the feeling. So I'm really interested to keep reading this. I wish I could binge it, but you know, plans happen during the holidays and then our reading kind of drops, or at least mine does. So that's just how it is. And then for Jade City, I am 75 pages in, chapter 8. I'm hoping to get to chapter 11, which is page 100, before I head out for the evening, so that's 25 pages, and I think that's doable. I picked the audio back up. I know I said that I was finding it too monotone, but I ended up picking it back up when I was walking on my walking pad. I think that was Christmas Eve, and I got to page 75. So for now, I have the audio back, and I'm listening to it, but I wouldn't be surprised if I decide to drop the audio again. I'm just like not a huge audiobook person, so but fantasy I do like it because it keeps me on track and it helps me like understand the world building and stuff like that. So I think I am going to keep listening on audio at the same time. So anyway, I'm going to start reading. I have about an hour and a half, so I'm hoping to get to 50% of Spark of the Everflame and page 100 of Jade City, but I'll check back before I head out and let you know where I end up. I totally forgot to check back in before leaving for the evening, but I got to 53% of Spark of the Everflame, and I have a bit under 3 hours, so I'm hoping to knock that out tomorrow. Jade City, I didn't read up to page 100, I only got to page 85, so only read about 10 pages, but I think I'll finish Spark of the Everflame tomorrow because I'm not working. I have a few running around things to do, but I think I can still manage to finish it since I only have 3 hours left, and then my main focus will be Jade City. So that's my plan, and we'll see what happens. I'll keep you posted as I keep reading. I think now I'm home. It's Boxing Day still. I think I might take the tree down. If I do, I'll film that. Because I was going to wait till tomorrow, but I feel like I might at least start the ornament parts. Because that's the part that takes the longest to put the ornaments on and off. So I think I might do that tonight. Hello friends, it's currently Saturday and I figured I would do a quick check-in because I finished a book for this vlog. I finished Spark of the Everflame and I'm obsessed. I'm giving it a 5. It was so good. I love the world building. I love the main character. I love the romance, even though it's a slow burn. The tension is tensioning. It's just so good, honestly. I am obsessed. I wish I could go into book 2 because it ended off on a cliffhanger and I'm just like really... It doesn't happen very often where I get so hooked on a book that like I don't even care about distractions and I get so immersed into it that I don't want to do anything else but read. Like it's been a while since then because I find I get distracted by things or I go on my phone. Like I did not even want to touch my phone while reading this. I was so obsessed. So since I unfortunately can't go into book 2, I am going to go back to the other book in this vlog, Jade City. And I am looking forward to it because I was very intrigued with the 85 pages that I did read. Even though there's a lot of information, a lot of characters, I swear if I'm supposed to remember all these side characters, I do not. And I feel like this would be a good book to have like a glossary at the front. But maybe I'm not supposed to remember all the side characters because I swear I do not. Like I couldn't even tell you. I do know the main characters, and I feel like this would be a good reread book. I feel like I would get all the information on a second read through. But with that being said, I am still enjoying it, and I think it'll all come together in a little bit, and I'll kind of see why, like, everything will make sense and all the characters will make sense. And I don't necessarily think that I'm supposed to remember all the side characters to a T. So I have about a half an hour to read this now, so I'm going to make some progress because I have plans for the afternoon and then dinner plans too. So I'm going to just try to squeeze this in throughout plans of the holidays, and I'm still hopeful to finish this by December 31st. I need to read 80 books. Like, I can't leave on 79, and this would be my 80, and I want to post this vlog. So I'm really going to prioritize this when I can. I have the audio back, so I think that'll help me stay focused, and I'll check back in when I have any thoughts about this book. It's still Saturday, and I, in between plan, made some good progress on this. I got to chapter 15, 128. I think that's like 30-something%. So I'm making some good progress. I understand what's going on. I don't understand all the talk about like the world and all these different like clans, I guess. I'm quite confused. But again, I have hope that this will all come together. I think it will. And again, I think it would be good on a reread, but the audio is helping. I'm really glad I picked the audio back up because I'm just understanding it more. However, I'm still a little lost, I'm not gonna lie. Unfortunately, I can't message Rainy, who's read it, and be like, what the heck is going on? Does it all come together? Because she'll kind of know my thoughts, right? Hello friends, it's currently January 1st, and if I look red and I sound stuffy, it's because I've been sick for the last three or so days, and I'm finally starting to feel a bit better, but I'm still stuffy, and obviously my nose is super red from blowing my nose a million times. So with that being said, I wanted to check in and give you my final thoughts on Jade City and kind of wrap up this vlog. Jade City, I'm giving it a 3.5. I think I'm going to round down to a 3 for the purpose of like Goodreads, and Instagram I just do like no half stars. So 3.5. Would I be willing to reread this book? And because I feel like it would be good on a reread, and I have the next 2 books in the series, so I kind of would want a refresher whenever I get to those 2. And I want to give it another fair shot because there's so much information. I was intrigued the whole time, but I never felt like super hooked to it, and I felt like it was way too long. I don't know, maybe urban fantasies just aren't my cup of tea, I'm not sure, but I am glad I read it. So although this book wasn't a huge hit for me, I did read one of my favorite books of the year, Spark of the Everflame, and Done and Dusted was also a 5. That one's not one of my tops, but it still got a 5 from me. So I think this vlog was overall very successful. Thank you, Rainy, for picking these recommendations, and thank you everyone for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.